The Bachelor of Digital Screen is about the convergence that we're seeing between the film industry and the games industry over the last 5 to 10 years. We're seeing game technologies being used in films like virtual production, where we can replace the background of traditional green screen with LED screens that actors can see. Likewise, in the game industry, we're seeing more and more film technologies coming in, and even huge acquisitions like the Unity game company's recent acquisition of Weta Effects. New Zealand has quite a legacy in films due to our natural scenery, but new technologies such as virtual production are making that scenery no longer necessary to create these big budget films. We need to train a future-proof workforce to be able to work in these industries so that we're not losing all of our productions to overseas companies, and that's really what the degree is about, training students in how to be the future leaders within the space. The Bachelor of Digital Screen has 6 majors. We have Cinematic Arts, which is essentially filmmaking, learning about how to create films, both how they're made now and historically, as well as how they're likely to be made in future. We have Game Arts, which looks at the experience that the user has in gaming, so what they see, the characters they interact with, the worlds that they exist in. We have Game Development, which is the bones that the game is built upon, and it really encapsulates how the players interact with the games. We have Screen Sound, which looks at all aspects of audio within the game and film industry, which obviously is a very important part to people feeling engaged in the media they're consuming. Screenwriting is really about how we can tell stories through the mediums of game and film. So obviously that's why we consume media. We want to experience something, we want to feel something, and that's really what the entire screenwriting major is about. And we have animation, which is really looking at the convergence between cinematic arts and game arts. How can we make engaging stories which combine these two things? Finally, we have Indigenous Narrative as a minor, which is really looking at something which is quite unique to New Zealand, how our Indigenous population uses storytelling as part of their cultural heritage, as well as how we can tell stories which are uniquely New Zealand. In the first year, students do courses from all 6 of the majors, and also some design skills about how to communicate your ideas to others. Then, from 2nd and 3rd year onwards, we have story writing courses, but we also have major-specific courses. So in that 2nd and 3rd year, that's when you specialize into your own majors and learn the skills that you need in order to become a professional in those various majors. As well, we do a lot of project-based and portfolio-based learning, so students at each year will be producing projects and portfolio pieces that they can then show to future employers. And what's really special about this degree, I think, is that 4th year. So it is an honours degree, it is a 4-year degree, and in that 4th year it is a year-long project where students will produce something of cinematic quality or AAA game quality so that we can release it to the public and really let students show off what they're able to do at the end of this degree. The degree was designed in collaboration with industry, so we really wanted to make sure that it is fulfilling industry needs from our students. So students will do work integrated learning, where they will work with members of industry. We will have members of industry come in and teach into our courses, and of course we have that final year project where students are going to work in teams to produce an industry quality output from one of the digital screen industries. So I think any students who are creatively minded, who are interested in storytelling, or even students who are interested in more the technical aspects will find something in the Bachelor of Digital Screen. If you're interested in making games or playing games, if you're a fan of film, if you like telling stories, or really if you're just interested in being part of the digital screen industries, I think there's really something for everyone in this degree. This degree is set up in such a way that it's going to produce students who are work ready to go into both the film and games industries. So we have our Cinematic Arts degree, which will prepare students to work on films through all the project and taught components, and can work in spaces such as working with cameras and sound, as well as doing things such as writing or directing or producing in the game space. We have games programmers and game arts students coming out of this. But I think what is most exciting for me in this degree is that this isn't just a current state of the industry we're looking at here. We're trying to predict where the industry is going to. So we think that students are going to come out being the future leaders and working in spaces and jobs that we can't even imagine because they just don't exist right now. So I think this Bachelor of Digital Screen degree is really exciting. I think the combination of majors and minor we have as part of it is really quite unique internationally, and I think partnering the educational program with the campus that we have planned is going to make for a top tier degree, and I'm really excited to see what our students produce.